Hello everybody, this is Mia here with the Bangerter Law Office where we defend good people accused of bad things. And today I'm going to be sharing with you all the 5 top qualities to look for in a criminal defense attorney. Whether you've been indicted on a criminal charge or not, this is very relevant information to keep handy. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we jump into our top 5 characteristics that every good defense attorney should possess, the first piece of information that you need to know, a criminal indictment should not be taken lightly. This can really jeopardize your future drastically depending on what the charge is. That's why it's super important to be proactive and to go out there and find representation immediately for your case so you can get a head start on things. But the question is, where do you even begin when thousands of attorneys in your area will appear on one single Google search? That's what I'm going to be helping you guys out with today. Aside from the general connection that you feel with an attorney that you're speaking with, these are the 5 fundamental things that they need to have in order to represent you to their best abilities. So we're going to take a look at these attributes in our next slide. All right, so here we have it, the top 5 qualities that every good defense attorney should possess. So a good lawyer will always be experienced, empathetic, passionate, meticulous, and committed. So I've broken each of these qualities down into their own separate sides with criteria that you need to look for and ask when you're speaking with a criminal defense attorney. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and get started with experience. All right, so we have reached our first quality here, which is experience. This one is probably the most obvious of the top 5 qualities to look for. I think that everybody wants an experienced defense attorney on their side. So I've actually broken this slide down into questions that you can actually pull straight from this video while you're doing your research or while you're talking to a defense attorney. But these are the questions that you need to look for when you are searching for the best defense attorney in your area. Actually, a lot of this content as well should be posted on their website, given that they're an established firm and that they have this content available. But the websites are a huge tool to use when you're doing your research. You want to make sure to scan through everything and use these questions here as a guide when you're going through the website to kind of know what you're looking for here. So let's jump into our first. How long have they been in practice? Knowledge is nothing without experience. You want to make sure that you have an attorney who has been in and out of many courtrooms many times. Practice only makes perfect. We all know this. Do they have extensive experience in the area of law that pertains to your case? There are multiple different areas of practice in the legal field. In this case, you definitely need a criminal defense attorney. You don't want to waste your time by calling up a civil litigation lawyer or a personal injury lawyer. They're just going to refer you out to somebody else. But it's also good to, or preferable to, hire a defense attorney who only does criminal defense, because what you do most is typically what you do best. So you can make specific Google searches such as criminal defense attorney in my area. Are they well versed in both state and federal laws? If you are facing a federal crime, you need to make sure that the attorney that you're speaking with is aware of this. Not all attorneys are well versed in both sides of these laws, but the federal crimes are typically more severe and the penalties and the consequences are going to be a little bit harsher than the state crimes. So you want to make sure that your attorney knows how to, or feels comfortable with taking on a federal case. And if you sense that they're not, then you got to move on. What are their past case results? This is a big one, and this is probably the question that I get asked the most here at the Bangerter Law Office. In other words, does it work? What have you done for other people who were in my shoes? So you should know that no attorney should ever guarantee you results, because every case is different and it's just not a good thing to do before you're able to examine all of the evidence here. But if they can wear their past success stories on their sleeve and depict them out for you, that is huge. Ask for those third-party stories. Ask what they've done for clients who have been in similar situations. It'll just make you feel more confident as you're going through this process with them. We actually share our case results on the Bangor Law website. So when people ask me this question, I'll just refer them straight to our webpage. I'll send them a link and I will show them. It shows all of our case results, all of our successful case results, all of our dismissals, and we kind of have it set up so we have most of the common crimes there, so people can kind of use that as a reference. And I found that with clients that I show that to, it definitely makes them feel more comfortable in moving forward in the process with us. Testimonials are also very beneficial, so you want to make sure that you're looking at the testimonials on their website or Google reviews as well. And last but not least, we have they received any awards or other recognition? And actually, I'm going to move it over to this slide here. I grabbed this from, just did a little screenshot from our website, the Bangor Law website. Try to look for something like this. Here you can see we have all of Matt's awards and recognitions listed on our website, and licenses, all that good stuff. It just further showcases the attorney's credibility. So try to look out for things such as this. Again, it'll just make you feel more comfortable. All right, so next up here we have empathy and compassion. This is probably my personal favorite, but we're actually just going to go ahead and jump right in here. These two qualities, empathy and compassion, they serve as prime motivation to achieve the best results. You know the saying, if they wanted to, they would? This want, this desire to help somebody stems from empathetic tendencies. They care about what they care about. And unfortunately, not that many people have much emotional intelligence. So it's definitely a feeling that you're going to pick up on with all of these points here that I'm making. It's a feeling, but you want to make sure that you acknowledge that feeling and that you're aware of it. A good lawyer that genuinely cares will help ease all of the stress of a case. We know how anxiety-inducing all of this can be. A good lawyer will help ease your mind, ease your anxiety. They'll make you feel comfortable. They'll make you feel ready when you're faced in a courtroom. You want to make sure that they are compassionate so that when you're in the courtroom, you feel less stress. A good defense attorney wants the best outcome for you and not for themselves. Are they simply looking to close a sale, or do they genuinely want the best for your future? You really want to avoid greedy lawyers who are just in it for the gain and frankly do not care about where you end up. A good defense attorney treats you like a human, not a criminal. If you sense any sense of judgment from the attorney that you're speaking with, get up and leave. We are here to defend, not to judge. Judge these qualities at the time of the very first call. By the time of the first interaction, you should have a general sense of this attorney's emotional capacity. If you're struggling with discerning this specific characteristic of empathy and compassion, you can tell when somebody is empathetically listening if they're making eye contact, asking questions, and their body language is engaged and focused on you. So make sure to look for these things when you're speaking or meeting with the defense attorney. I love this photo right here. It's perfect. I think that it describes, the phases of the emotions when it comes to helping others. And I think it's perfect relating back to what we're speaking about today. So it starts off with pity, which is I acknowledge your suffering. That's kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. Then over to sympathy, I care about your suffering. Okay. Then we go to empathy, I feel your suffering. And then finally compassion, I want to relieve your suffering. All good defense attorneys should be right there in empathy and compassion. They feel your suffering and they work to relieve it. All right, on to our third characteristic here, which is a passion for justice. The more passionate that your attorney is, the harder they will fight. Some people choose their career path because it's easy or it'll make them a lot of money. Others choose it because they have a true burning passion for it. Did your attorney go into the legal field just to make the big bucks, or did they do this because they're actually passionate about the justice system in America and helping other people? A good question to ask in this circumstance would be, what motivated you to become a defense attorney? They understand the deeper meaning behind what they're doing. People are really quick to judge criminal defense attorneys because the way that they can be depicted in movies and television, they're usually on the bad guy's side. But a passionate attorney simply understands that they work to fight for citizens' constitutional rights. If we didn't have these rights, we wouldn't be living in the land of the free. A good defense attorney takes pride in the work they do and their successful outcomes. Fact of the matter is, the more passionate they are, the more confident they will be. And the more confident that they are, the more willing they are to wear their past successes on their sleeve. Passion and empathy go hand in hand. The word passion is defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary as a strong feeling for doing something or about doing something. And what is empathy? It's simply a feeling. If an attorney holds a passion for justice, they will want to relieve your suffering. Just like the saying from earlier, if they wanted to, they would. Skills are cheap. Passion is priceless. You can have all of the technicalities perfected and all of the knowledge in your brain, but the key to being the best is to actually like what you are doing. Without passion, you just simply won't perform as effectively. So I chose this example for the passion attribute. This is just a screenshot of one of the Bangor Law Office's Facebook posts. I chose this example because an attorney who is regularly posting content on their social media, they take the time out of their busy schedule to do this and share their knowledge with the world. So that just goes to show and further credit their passion for justice. Their content is truly worth 1,000 words. So take a look at their social media pages and see how active they are and what they're saying out there. And on to our fourth quality. A good defense attorney will have meticulous attention to detail. Accuracy is completely pivotal to the success of a case. You don't want to hire an attorney who is going to glaze over the facts just to reach a plea deal as quick as possible. And actually, at the Bangor Law Office, Matt loves going to trial, if need be. They will let nothing slip through the cracks. A good attorney will go over every detail, every police report, piece of evidence, witness statement, to ensure that nothing goes overlooked for your case. They will provide preparation and expectations for the court procedures. When you have a good attorney on your side, you will not be kept in the dark at all. With someone coming from absolutely no law experience or experience going through the court procedures, it's totally normal to be confused and anxious about this whole situation. Your attorney should inform you at every step of the way of what's going on in the case and get you ready and comfortable to step into that courtroom. They won't rush to get a plea deal just to get the case off of their desk. So you retain an attorney because you're in need of legal advice and representation. And oftentimes when a lawyer advises you to go for the plea, it could be the best possible outcome. However, you should always feel that your wishes are kept in mind with the attorney that you're working with. If you don't like or agree with the way that the case is going or where they're taking it, or you feel that they're glazing over the pieces, voice your opinion. Don't be afraid to ask these questions. They will advise you on the do's and don'ts throughout this whole process with your case. A good attorney truly does have your best interest at heart. And their ultimate goal is to get you out of trouble. So it's really important to take the advice and listen to what they're telling you on what you can and cannot do. Don't take offense to this. We really do just have your best interest at heart. So with attention to detail and doing your research on this with an attorney that you want to hire, it's really hard to kind of see these attributes come out based off of an initial call or an initial meeting. So testimonials, past client testimonials, can be super beneficial when you're looking for something like this. You want to make sure to look for keywords in the testimonials, such as diligent, thorough, detailed, anything along those lines would work. All right, this is a fun one, and I think that this video here is a perfect example of meticulous attention to detail. This is one of our YouTube videos on the Bangor Law webpage. You can go on and watch it, How to Win a Case with a Spider. In this video, Matt talks about a case that he was involved in which his client was charged with domestic violence at a public park. Both of the witness statements held up really well, and the case was just not looking so great for the defendant. That was until Matt discovered a video camera on a nearby building. Unfortunately, this video camera was only activated by motion, so the frame was stuck frozen for the most part. So when he was reviewing these tapes, he didn't really find much, and that was until a spider came into the frame, unfreezing the camera, and there in all of its glory, perfect timing, a very innocent client. The case was then dismissed. And on to our final quality. A good defense attorney will always be committed to their clients. Availability is truly the hallmark of every top-notch defense attorney. You don't want an attorney who dodges calls just because they know that a particular client likes to talk a lot or chat or whatever that may be. You as a client need to feel heard, respected, and attended to throughout the entire case. A good defense attorney responds in a timely manner. There is absolutely nothing worse than not being able to get a hold of somebody or being stuck in voicemail jail, especially somebody who is handling such a crucial matter for you like a defense attorney. You are paying to have all of your calls and questions answered. Remember that. A good defense attorney will provide unconditional reassurance and support. You deserve an attorney who understands that a criminal case can be super unnerving and is willing to do their best to put you at ease while the case unfolds. A good defense attorney will maintain a non-judgmental environment. Going back to our empathy and compassion slide, we went over this in that slide. If you sense any form of judgment from the attorney that you're speaking with, leave, get up and go. I'll say this 100 times over and over again, 1,000,000 times over and over again. A good defense attorney is not here to judge, they're here to defend. So with the commitment to clients, you don't need any more stress than you already have weighing down on you. And a bad lawyer who does not respond in a timely manner, is never available, doesn't provide support, is just going to create more stress for you than you already need. So save yourself the anxiety and follow these attributes to hire the best defense attorney that you can. So the commitment to clients' quality is very similar to the attention to detail in the sense that you don't really get a feel for whether or not the attorney possesses these qualities until you're kind of already through the process and you've worked with them a bit. And this is where past client testimonials come in once again. These are very beneficial. Just look for the keywords that you need to look for. And I'm actually going to go ahead and point out some of those keywords that correlate back to Matt's commitment to his clients. So all of these reviews here, these testimonials, I grabbed from the Bangor Law website. So these are all previous clients of Matt's. And first we have D here, and I'm just going to point out these keywords for the commitment. He was so professional and responded to all of my calls and emails. And then going over to Elena, he was always prompt with answering my questions and concerns, and he's full of compassion. There's another attribute there. And then finally we have Michaela, who says he always kept us informed of what was going on either by phone or email, and we never had a problem getting in touch with him. Remember, availability is the hallmark of every top-notch lawyer. Woo! And now we know the top 5 qualities that every good criminal defense attorney should possess. You have all the tools in your belt, all the knowledge in your brain to go out there and find the best criminal defense attorney for your case. And when you meet that person, don't be afraid to pull up this video, use it for reference, test them to make sure that they are experienced, empathetic, passionate, meticulous, and committed. So now that you know exactly what to look for, the search begins. But if your case is in Ohio, I have great news for you. I have already found your attorney for you. Matt Bangerter, criminal defense attorney of Northeast Ohio, my awesome boss, and the person who this entire video and criteria was structured around is your man. Matt possesses all of these 5 qualities and then some. I've seen it firsthand from working with him as his employee to watching him work with his clients. Matt also has a little bit of an extra added bonus as being a former assistant prosecutor in Lake County, which means that he knows the strategies that prosecutors use on the other side of the system, giving him a huge advantage as a criminal defense attorney. So if you're facing a criminal charge in our area or you're just seeking legal advice, give us a call. Even stop into our office if you live in the area. We would love to get to know you and see how we can help you out with whatever's going on. Again, this is Mia with the Bangerter Law Office. Thank you guys for tuning in. You now know the top 5 qualities to look for in a good criminal defense attorney. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video.